Hey, what's up, guys? Eric McCabe here. I cannot believe we're already halfway through 2019. Right now, when I'm filming this, it's actually July 1st, and I kind of wanted to give you guys an update on what I've been up to, what's been going on. It's been a very, very busy June, probably one of the more busiest months that I've ever had on the course design side of things. So yeah, the first couple weeks I spent in the Northeast. I had some trouble with some flights, some craziness happened. I ended up driving out there, driving my brand new truck actually out there, putting some nice miles on it. But ended up driving out to Syracuse, New York, where I stayed with Todd and Tammy, some family of mine, brother-in-law and his girlfriend. We went down I went down and ended up driving down to Binghamton, New York, with the club down there. The Binghamton Disc Golf Club brought me out with the city of Binghamton, and we put in a 18-hole course there at Nathaniel Cole Park, just outside Binghamton. What a beautiful piece of property this course is going to be on. Lots of trees. It's going to be a great mix of holes. There's some natural trails kind of that went throughout the property. It's got a massive lake on the property as well. Don't really use the lake as much because there's a lot of people, a lot of activities that go on around the lake, so we kind of wanted to avoid those type of areas. There is a couple hiking trails to kind of go through that we're going to utilize the trail for, not for throwing shots, but for getting to the next hole, those kind of things, to help kind of maybe introduce some hikers to disc golf that have no idea what it is or have never heard of it. So this course is going to be great. It's going to be big. It's going to have 2 tee pads on every hole, including 2 basket placements on every hole, a short and a long. When it's stretched out tip to tip from long to long, it is going to be huge. It's going to be close to 9,000 feet probably, and keep in mind it's through the woods. So we're going to have some legit par 4s and 5s on this course. I think it's going to be a great addition to the somewhat central New York area for the disc golf scene up there. I think it's going to be awesome. I'm very excited for it to go in. Keep in mind that these courses that I'm talking about, we're still in the planning stages as far as you guys get out and play the course. We are still in the process. The courses have all been designed, but we still got to do a lot of work. There's still a lot of trees that need to be cut, fairways need to be cleared, and obviously equipment needs to be put in the ground and all that good stuff. So if you're local to any of these areas, maybe reach out to the club and see if there's anything that you could do. I know that they're always looking for help to get out there and possibly help cut some fairways or drag some wood out, whatever the case may be. There's always help that needs to be done, and it is always appreciated. But to get back to the course, I think it's going to be awesome. I know the club's pretty stoked about it. We tried to put something in last year and it just didn't work out. This one is going to work out. We're definitely moving forward with it, and it's going to be fun. A couple really cool, there's a pond on the property as well, a couple pond shots that I threw into the mix. We didn't utilize the big lake, but we did get a couple pond shots. Some good elevation on the property, tight woods like I mentioned. It's kind of broke up into 3 different sections of the course, so we've got like 6-hole section over here, and then 6 kind of thing. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited about that course. Thanks to the Binghamton Club for bringing me out to design the course. It was such a great time. I love spending time in the upstate New York area. There's just a great vibe up there. Great people, great disc golf scene. If you're ever in the central New York area, I highly recommend checking out UDisc, seeing what courses are close, and going and playing them, support the local leagues and all that good stuff. So when I was done with Binghamton, I flew out to Littleton, Maine. I flew into Bangor and drove on up to Maine. I was actually in this process of 3-4 weeks. I was on 8 flights or something crazy like that. So it was a crazy time for sure. But I flew up to Littleton, Maine, and got to play around of disc golf up in just a little north of there, and Maple Ridge is what it was called, Maple Ridge Disc Golf Course, and it's fun. What a great piece of property. Highly recommend going out there if you're ever in the area. It is it's not lengthy by any means, but it is well thought out, nice carved fairways. I just had a phenomenal time going out and spending the day with the club, playing league, supporting them as any way I can, and yeah, it was just a great time. But why I was going to Maine, to northern Maine, I can't stress that enough. I was probably 5 minutes from the Canadian border, so it was quite a ways up there, but it's not really an area that is oversaturated with disc golf, so I was really excited to have the opportunity to come up and put a course in. The reason I went up to Maine was for a good friend of ours, Kevin Rogers, good friend at Dynamic Discs, used to live in a bunch of different areas. Up in Alaska, I know. He did a lot of work in Alaska. I lived in New Hampshire, did a lot of work there at the Hollows. Really enjoyed those courses, and that's why, in the end, he decided to have me come out and design a course on his property. He's got a beautiful piece of property there in Littleton, Maine. It is another course that's going to be not super long, but very, very technical. There's a beautiful brook that runs through the property. We had the pleasure of checking out some wildlife that was on the property as well. We have a trail cam, a few trail cams that Kevin had that we had set up, and animals that he had seen were some moose. We saw a family of moose. We saw a bobcat, which was really cool to see, and a bear, a big black bear. A little intimidating when you're looking at a trail cam in an area that you are working and you're out there hiking through this area that hasn't been touched in years. So it's a little intimidating to be out there. You just never know what you're going to come up on, if you're going to come up on the den of the bear or a spook a moose or something like that. If the cubs are there, it's definitely gonna want to charge you. So it's a little intimidating. You kind of find yourself looking over your shoulder here and there, but what a great time. Course is beautiful, property's beautiful. There's an old logging trails on this that have kind of overgrown a little bit, but you can kind of make out where the trails were, the trail system was, and we got to put some beautiful fairways, utilize those as fairways, and it's awesome. There's a stream, little brook that runs through it that has some trout in it. Yeah, I'm excited about that course. That course is probably not going to be opening until next year because of how short their seasons are. Kevin's got quite a bit of work ahead of him, getting a lot of those fairways cut. That's another spot that we did. Couple tees, couple pins. Going to be beautiful. Trying to grow the sport in an area that disc golf isn't oversaturated in, kind of like I mentioned. And I heard a lot of people talking, what's he doing way up there? Why is he going to way up north when the Mecca is down here in the Portland area, kind of more south of that? Well, it's all about growing the sport in areas. I mean, we put a course up there. Who knows? Somebody could be introduced to the sport because of that and go on to do great things in our sport. So for me, it's all about growing the sport in areas that we're not, as well as growing disc golf in areas that we are. So Littleton, Maine is great. I had an amazing time visiting Maine. Thanks, Kevin, for everything you do. Thanks for bringing me out, and can't wait to get back there and hit up Grandma's again. That restaurant was amazing. Lobster rolls for days. It was delicious. Great times. So thanks, Kevin. So after that, I flew down to Manchester, New Hampshire, where I'm very familiar in, and got to check out the hollows again, walk the courses, making sure everything's looking good there. But the real reason I was there was I was driving down to Billerica, Massachusetts, which is kind of in between Manchester and Boston. And the city there wanted me to come out and look at a piece of property for them for a disc golf course as well. And what an awesome piece of property as well. I mean, the Northeast is just beautiful. I can't say that enough. So many woods, big mature trees, awesome place to be. This course is going to be fun. When I first walked the property, I was like, man, this could be huge. We could do this, we could do that. We could put big championship level course in this piece of property. But there wasn't a lot of disc golf. Well, there was nothing in Billerica, but there was a couple smaller courses kind of on the outskirts. But they do a lot of work with the kids in school, so they didn't want to make it overly challenging. They didn't want to turn people away from the sport, which I'm all for. I think that's great. In my opinion, I think this style of course, a more beginner-friendly course, is just as important, if not more important, than a big championship level course. You don't want some of these kids coming in and playing it and, you know, taking 7s and 8s on some of these holes and just saying it's not for me. I don't want to do this. This isn't fun. I'm tired at the end. These kids want to get birdies. They want to get pars. They want to do all that as well. So what I kind of ended up talking them into doing was installing 2 tees on every hole with 1 basket position. And what we did was kind of more of an advanced level course. So it's not so, I mean, like top pros are going to come in and play this course and they're going to shred it probably. It's not going to be super challenging for them, but it's going to be a fun play because it's nice tight fairways. So a couple lengthier holes, but what's going to be the most exciting for me on this course is the junior tees. We're going to put some junior tees in this course so they can go out and have a great time. They're going to bring busloads of school kids in, and they're going to be able to play the course and have a fantastic time. And saying it's an advanced level course doesn't mean you can't still utilize it for tournament play. You can absolutely have big amateur events out there. You can have pros play it for all that means. It's just going to be one of those type of courses where you're going to want to get a lot of birdies. But I'll try to put in some pictures here and there of the property, what it looks like. It's just absolutely gorgeous. There's a big lake there as well. Woods. There's also a trail system that kind of goes through there, similar to the one in Binghamton. But this trail system is utilized by a lot of hikers, runners, dog walkers, and whatnot. And we've got some holes that play away from the trail, not towards the trail in any way, just because we don't want to cause any issues. You got to think of safety. Safety is always number 1 priority. But yeah, so we utilize it. You throw away from it, or a hole that kind of comes up next to it, or a good safe distance from it, where you utilize the trail for the next tee. So a lot of people are going to be asking, what are you doing out here? What's going on? What are all these metal basket things out here? So hopefully that'll introduce a lot of people to the sport as well. I did run into quite a few people when I was there designing that had no idea what disc golf was. They had never heard of it, but they were intrigued and they were super excited to potentially get something going and maybe start playing disc golf. So thanks, Dave, for bringing me out to Billerica, Massachusetts. Another course, another state that I'm thrilled and honored to put a course in. Massachusetts disc golf scene is huge. So many great courses, and I think this one's going to rank up there with some of the more fun courses to play. So yeah, that was kind of my 3 to 4 week trip up to the Northeast. I had a great time up there. Can't wait to get back and do kind of a check-in on the courses and see how everything's going. But this is still June. This is still what I've done in June. After that, when I got home, we did the match play finales. The amateur match play disc golf championships was in Emporia, Kansas. Had 64 people competing for the match play champion this year. What a great time. I was able to go out pretty much every day and walk, watch, check it out. I even got to play a C tier at Hammond Park, a 2-disc challenge type of an event. Well, it's not really a 2-disc challenge, I guess. It's you throw 2 discs off each hole. Anyway, it was a great time. We had a lot of fun. There was a lot of B tiers, C tiers going on during the week for the guys coming to town for the match play. But it came down to a Kansas versus Missouri finals. And spoiler alert, if you don't know already, and I don't even think it's necessary to say spoiler alert because there's no spoilers in sports, so let's be honest. So Isaiah, my boy, my 14-year-old little protege won the event. I'm excited for him. He was so happy, excited, stoked. I mean, what an honor to be out there playing. Watching this kid throw it's amazing. I'm sure if you guys follow me, which you're watching this video, so I'm guessing you do follow me, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But if you follow me, you've seen me post some videos about him, some pictures of him throwing, and kid's 14. Let that sink in. 14 years old, throwing over 450 feet, jamming 80-foot putts. It's just nasty. The kid's got a very bright future in this sport, and props to him for winning the United States Amateur Match Play Championships. With that, what he won was 18 veteran baskets, 18 tee signs to do what he wants with. He could sell them, he could donate them, whatever he wants to do. We kind of talked a little bit to Isaiah about what he wants to do with them, and I think he's going to donate them to a couple courses around. And that's great. Props to you for doing that, kid. a lot of respect for you, buddy. A lot of respect. Congratulations. And he won Discs for Life. He won like whatever it is, $500 to his account every year for who knows how long. The kid's 14, so he's got like 80 more years of disc golf dominating to do, and he will. Mark my words, Isaiah Esquivel, you're going to see this kid in the future tearing it up on the pro scene. So props to you, Isaiah. I'm proud of you, kid. And then from there, we went to, this past weekend, Denver, Colorado, for the 6th disc golf experience in a football stadium. We've done, as all of you know, we've done AT&T where the Cowboys play for 3 years. And then we went to Tennessee where the Titans play. And last year we went to Kansas City, home of the Kansas City Chiefs. Did a great event there. That was probably one of my favorites. Granted, I'm biased because I'm a Chiefs fan. So we went to Denver this last weekend, and great times. So much fun. The more and more we run these, the smoother they are, the better they're run. We had a great little course set up. Every monitor in this place had DDs on it, had the logo. The big scoreboard had the big DD logo on it. Man, it was just so cool. We set up 9 holes throughout the stadium. We had 4 baskets actually on the field. The field wasn't set up for the Broncos, but it was set up for whatever their lacrosse team is. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. I apologize for you, but I'll write it down here, whatever it is. But so yeah, they didn't have the uprights on the field like we usually do, but I don't think that took away from the event in any way. It was still a great time. The final hole was really cool. He teed off from kind of midway upper, and then he threw down onto the 50-yard line. So cool. It was so much fun. There was a big group of VIPs that came through. With the VIP experience, you get to play at least 1 hole with a world champion. So myself, Paige Bjorkis, spent about 3.5, 4 hours during the day playing with the VIPs. We played one particular hole, hole number 6. It was one of my favorite holes on the course. It was where I believe it was where the visiting team during the Broncos games come running out of the tunnel. So we had a tee pad inside the tunnel, and it shot out of the tunnel onto like the 30-yard line or something like that. It wasn't a very long hole, probably, I don't know, 180 to 190, something like that. But it was a tight gap, a tight little tunnel that you had. It was the true definition of a tunnel hole. I mean, come on. It was beautiful. So yeah, we got to play with some VIPs, and also the VIP experience, you get to kind of go up to the upper deck. You get to buy some extra discs and throw them onto the field from the upper deck. So you get a toss down on the field. We got some good footage of that, people throwing. And we set the basket on the 50-yard line, and whoever got close, CTP, wins the basket. How cool is that? You win the basket with the nice wrap job on it from the stadium. Pretty cool idea. I think it was awesome. I don't recall who won the basket, but he was basically leaning on the pole. He was CTP. We did have one guy that just, two different really, really close shots that I saw. One guy hit chains and it kind of popped out to the left, and the other guy, it was kind of funny, he asked me to sign his EMAC Truth for a little luck, and it was going to be his first throw. So I signed it for him, absolutely. I said, thanks, man, good luck, I hope it goes in. I signed it, he threw it, and it goes off the top. Right off the top of the basket. Just a little lower would have gone in. That would have been such a cool story, but still kind of a cool story, I guess, if you want to look at it from that point of view. But awesome times. Can't wait to see what stadium we do next. Maybe post down in the comments on what stadium you'd like to see us do. And you never know. Maybe we'll come to your town and run an epic event at your team's stadium. Sounds like fun to me. I'm down. I mean, I've been to all of them, and I don't plan to miss any in the future. So then we came back last night. Nice long trip in the RV. It was a great time, though. That was my June. My June was jam-packed full of craziness. So July is going to be not quite as busy, but pretty busy still. We got Junior Worlds here in Emporia, Kansas coming up. I'm excited for that, even if I'm only going to be able to be in attendance for the first few days of it. For good reason, though. Denise and I are actually going back to Alaska, to Meyer Lake. Shout out to Meyer Lake, where we will be doing kind of a demonstration / preview of the course that we've got going into ground up there. I'm excited for that. That course, that if there's a bucket list of courses, that one should be toward the top of it when we get this thing done. It's been a year in the making, and it's probably going to be next season before we're fully open and functional for people to come out and enjoy. But we've got a great guy. TJ is kind of the groundskeeper, so to speak. There, he was the groundskeeper for an actual traditional golf course there in Wasilla, Alaska, and so now he's the one coming out and doing all the landscaping for this course. And I gotta say, the pictures I've been seeing are nothing short of amazing. The guy's a genius at what he does, and he's killed it, absolutely killed it. So I'm pumped about getting back to Alaska. I'm sure we'll do some vlogging, some videos, some pictures, and all that stuff. So make sure you follow me on all my accounts. Instagram is where I like to post a lot of my stuff, my cool pictures and whatnot, and that's Eric_McCabe. Please give me a follow on that. This is going to be on YouTube, so please subscribe, click the bell, do all that fun stuff. You know how to do it. You know, you hear at the end of all these videos people trying to get you to follow them. Well, give me a follow if you like my content. If you want to see some more from me, I plan to do a lot of this kind of stuff. Do some more giveaways, maybe give away a nice Ice EMAC Truth that I may or may not have back behind me here. We may do one of those, but yeah, thanks for the follow, guys. Thanks for always supporting me. I really appreciate it. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for all of you guys and gals out there. I appreciate the support. Thanks, Dynamic Discs, for always believing in me, and I'm excited for the future. The future is bright. 2019 is halfway over, and who knows what the second half's going to look like. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it.